Do you feel brave today, viewers? I hope so, because today we are going to venture into the City of Courage, the Heartland of Fighters, the Locker Room, the City of Jhelom. But first we're going to have to wait a while for the moons to align properly so I can actually go there. So I may have to edit out a bit of this waiting, so... Alright, here we go. We want last quarter half waning here. We want first quarter or half waxing on the other one, just like that. That one's easy to remember because it's the two opposing half moons. But anyway, Jhelom, as you can see from the mini-map, is down in the far southwest of the map on another island. I think the map calls this the Valorian Islands, so as you might imagine, this is probably the City of Valor. So, let's see what's in here. Anything outside the walls? Nope. Just rocks. Do the guards say anything interesting here? They're pretty stern, and nameless, and healthy. Okay, good to know. And even if you wanted to fight past the guards, there's a magic barrier behind it. So, yeah. Think they say anything else? So, let's see. Here is a fighter. Timrod. Seems like an oddly ironic name for a fighter. I don't know, maybe not, but it's because it sounds vaguely like timid, I guess. But he fights with valor, so it must be okay. Tell me all about valor. I would think that the spot where victorious valor lies, or stood, or whatever would be holier, but I don't know. That's just me. I do my best, sure. I guess. I don't know if that's consistently true or not, but whatever. Truth or dare? No, that's something else. Anything in these forests? Don't think so. Is that Timrod down there, or someone else? Yeah, that's just Timrod again. I don't need to talk to him again. I do want to come up into this large building here, where we meet someone important, because they have a Sir before their name. I do my best, I suppose. Okay, that's kind of a difficult quest, but I'll do my best, sure. What evil would you like me to defeat? Okay. That seems unrelated to the previous charge, but whatever. Exactly how the game handles non-evil creatures seems a little bit ambiguous to me, but as far as I can tell, the rule is that anything that's marked as evil you can kill no problem wherever you happen to be. Non-evil creatures, things like snakes and bats that we haven't actually seen on the map yet, but will eventually show up. You're not supposed to kill them outright if they're running away because they are not evil. I assume if you accidentally kill them before they start fleeing, it would be okay, but I'm not sure. Regardless, I guess you're not supposed to run away from them. So I can easily see you getting stuck in a ambiguous situation where it's not really clear whether you're allowed to kill something or not, and might get stuck losing virtue either way. I don't know. Let's see. They have plenty of healers here for some reason. Yay! We get another chance to give blood. Let me actually watch my virtues here and see how much I get. Sure, we'll give up some more blood. Didn't actually see the number, but whatever. I think it's higher. It's probably something like 2 or 3 points every time you do that. This corpse over here actually will talk to us. It's Bingrod the Fighter, who apparently isn't searching the dungeons now, but at some time that was his job. What do you search dungeons for? Treasure? I haven't been there, no, so I haven't found its altar room. Since I don't think it matters for honesty, though, I'm going to tell him that I have found it, because otherwise he says nothing useful. So we learned that the altar room connects to other dungeons we've heard things about, and that's something we'll hear alluded to in a few different places. There are connections between the dungeons in those altar rooms, if you really need to use them for some reason. I'm assuming that little pool of water there is meant to be the moat of, like, a castle or something. In fact, if you... not that one. If you peer at a gem, not view a gem, you'll actually see that the shape of the city of Jhelom is kind of like a medieval castle with towers and inner grounds and everything, and obviously an important part of a fortified castle is that you want access to water, so you'd need a well somewhere inside the walls. Speaking of the walls, I'm sure there's nothing important in there. We were told they were restricted, so it wouldn't be virtuous to go in there, right? Obviously, there are armor and weapon shops here if you were playing a class that needs those things. I'm not. Here is a strange person named X. Alright. Is your job to mark the spot, or to seek the stone? I guess that works too. The red stone. Because red is for valor. You say so. What does he actually say depending on how I answer that question? Oh, okay. I think it actually counts as a dishonest answer if you tell him you're an avatar, even if you come back after you've achieved avatarhood in all 8 virtues. I think I've heard people complaining about that weird inconsistency. The explanation I've seen given, though, is that even if you achieve avatarhood in all 8 virtues, you are not actually an avatar until you've been into the abyss, seen the codex, and completed the game. So, in any case, I believe the honest answer here is always going to be no, and also the most useful answer. Okay, it's actually humility that affects, not honesty. Whatever. But by acknowledging that you're not yet an avatar, you get some information here which relates to the previous note about altar rooms. You need to use these stones in the altar room in some combination to get some part of some key. I don't recall if we've heard any more about the key or not yet, but it's something to bear in mind. At some point, we will need those stones we keep hearing about in those altar rooms we keep hearing about. And also, we can gather from our conversation with him that the stones have some connection to the virtues. Red for valor, for example. I think we've heard other associations in other cities. So here's Hrothgar. I think that's a reference to something in Beowulf, but I'm not sure. He fights for valor, like everyone else around here. I missed it because I typed a 0 instead of an O. The valiant soul fears not its own visage. Why would it? Are you supposed to be scared if you look in a mirror? If you're not valiant, or... wait, what? Well, I know how humility works. No, I'm not, but I do my best. But he tells us about the Shrine of Valor. But you need to know the mantra, for which we need to talk to Aesop. But he won't actually tell us where the shrine is, will he? Yeah, that's all he tells us. So, I still don't know where the shrine is. Or at least Shelby doesn't, I do. Let's see. I believe in this forest over here we do find someone. Yes. Here's a small man named Aesop who we just heard about. He's doing okay, and like everyone else, he searches for valor, but not very well because he doesn't have a sword. You need to have a sword to be valorous. Yeah, that's generally problematic. And I'm talking to you here, President Trump. There's an apostrophe missing there. I was just supposed to ask him about the mantra. Or possibly the manta. That works too. Oh, and he tells us where the shrine is. It's on the next island over in the Valerian Isles down here. I think it's the one to the north, but I'm not absolutely certain. One of the two. There's 3 isles down here. But the mantra is Ra, because when you're a fighter or a football player, you go around chanting Ra, Ra, Ra at pep rallies, am I right? I talked to this... No, I didn't. This is Slythe, who is also a valiant warrior, and has some minor wounds and fights battles. What battles do you fight? Okay, that's reasonably open-minded, I suppose. Again, I do my best. Is everyone around here going to ask me that? And he gives me the useful information that if you want to prove being valorous, don't run away. Thanks. Okay. He also tells us that, just in case we didn't know. But that's not the only place you can display valor. You can also display it through force of will in some other circumstance unspecified. Whatever. I think most of the other guards in Jhelom, except for the ones at the gate, say nothing. So don't worry about that. And there's another building down here with a pub and an inn. Here's a ranger named Luke with a faraway look. Is he looking at twin suns and thinking about getting away from this backwater planet? Or is that something else? Well, he's seeking the inner light. Oh, he's a ranger. The sprites are so similar I didn't notice. But he's traveling, and yes, I did just come from Scarabrie. Yay! It wasn't much of a city, it was more just kind of a village. I don't even think they had any proper walls there, just rocks, but it was kind of neat. It had a talking Ankh. I've already been there, too. You have nothing useful to say to me. And here is a pregnant woman. They clarify her height, just in case we care. And she's not all that happy about the lump in her stomach. And her job is watching over sheep, because she's a shepherdess. Alright. But she didn't come from Agencia? Okay. Nope, she can't have come from Agencia because she doesn't like sheep. If she's actually a lady, I would think she wouldn't have to watch over her own sheep, but okay. Tell me about your pregnancy. There's nothing impolite about that. Yes, a woman from Earth named Shelby is the father of your unborn child. You guessed correctly. I am sure your husband, whoever he is, will be immensely gratified to know that his future child was fathered by 2 chicks. Anyway, this person over here, a grave fighter. So, like, he goes charging around graveyards, vandalizing gravestones in the name of justice, or something else. I don't know. Well, his name is Grave Nor. I'm noticing a theme here. Alright. He also searches the dungeons. What do you search the dungeons for? The red stone. What would he say if I said yes? Oh, if you say you already have it, he'll just say, oh, no wonder I can't find it. Which is kinda cute, but no, I do not have the red stone, or any stone. And it's in the dungeon Destard, whatever, which I think we already heard about. Destard is not actually a word, by the way, as far as I know. I am assuming that is a creative misspelling or a typo for dastard, as in thou dastardly varlet, or whatever. Dastardly being a archaic synonym for cowardly. So it's pretty much the opposite of valor, as one would expect from the themes of these dungeons. Can I talk to the tavern keeper here? Do I know what to ask about here? One moment. Okay. I believe we were told by a sailor in Trinsic that we can come to the pub here. Order ale. Again, make sure we tip the barkeep. And if we ask about sextants, the barkeep knows something about that, but we need to pay him. And the price for this one happens to be 30 gold. And he informs us that if we go to a guild shop, there is actually a secret item, D, on the menu, which is not displayed. I will tell you right now, though, the price of a sextant is 900 gold, so it's pretty pricey, which is one key reason I want to be saving my gold up. Anyway, let's go over here. Here's the housekeeper of the inn, I suppose. Yeah, there he is. Did he tell me that already? Oh, because you can tell he's the housekeeper just by looking at him. Alright. His job is to clean the room. I don't even have a room, so no, I'm not concerned about my room. Are they nice rooms around here? Okay, I guess I won't stay at this inn, then. Anyway, this town is the reason why I made sure to buy keys in the guild shop at Vesper earlier, because there are actually a couple of doors here that are important to go through that we can't get through without a key. So, opening a locked door, you just told that you can't. You would think that maybe you would unlock or use your keys, but you don't. You Jimmy. Jiminy Cricket? No, that's something else. I believe Jimmy is actually an obscure word for unlock, but whatever. The developer was just desperate to find a verb to use for every letter of the alphabet, unnecessarily. Modern games, we know better and just use menus for everything, or just use context-aware commands, or whatever. Here, we meet a warrior whose height we are told about for our information, named Jeffrey, who is good and strong and leads people into battle. Lovely. What battles do you lead people into? None right now. He wants to fight again. What else does he respond to? If you ask him about warriors, he'll go into that. And he's so enthusiastic that he uses exclamation marks instead of question marks for his question. Sure, I try to be valiant. He doesn't say anything too interesting if I say no. But yes, he would like to join us because he is desperate to find some fighting to do. Because he likes swords, I guess. But as before, I'm not going to have anyone join me at this point. Oh good, the door doesn't relock itself, it just re-closes. I don't think I've mentioned it yet, but this is about the point if you were actually recruiting party members, you would start finding that the number of people you can have in your party is limited by your current level. If you're 5th level, as I think I am, you can only have 5 people in your party, including yourself. So you'd start getting told that you're not experienced enough to have people. So you do need to be 8th level before you can form a complete party of 8 characters, and you do need to have a complete party of 8 characters before you can complete the game. So you do actually need to be 8th level before you can finish the game for that reason. Just so you know. In this other locked-in room, we have a mysterious warrior named Lord Robert. I wonder if he's actually married to Lady Donna over there at the bar. I don't know. But he battles for Lord British. He also wants to know if we're a valiant warrior. Sure. All he needs to know is that we say that we're valiant, though. No other testing. And we deserve the rune. But we need to ask Nostro about it. We haven't found anyone by that name yet. Will he tell us anything else? We ask him about battles, and he says that they are few and too many. That's kind of an obscure phrase, but I think what he's trying to get at here is that there are not very many battles now that Britannia is generally pacified under the rule of Lord British, but there are still more than he would like because he doesn't want there to be any battles. He would rather there be peace. And yet, if there were peace, how would you display valor? The eternal question. I guess by displaying valor in will rather than valor in battle or something. Whatever. That's a secret door. Let's go down here. That's treasure. We're not allowed to take it because we're a good person. But this is also a secret door. And we find ourselves in these passages we were told are restricted. But, for some reason, we don't lose virtue by entering a restricted passageway. Or by dispelling these barriers that we need to dispel in order to proceed. So this is actually the main reason why I chose to play a mage character, because there are a lot of magic barriers in these walls that you need to dispel. So, let's mix up a bunch of that. The spell is Dispel, D, spelled with 1 or 2 L's depending on who you ask. And to cast that, we need A, C, and F. Ash, Garlic, and Pearl. And I think, if I check my map, I need 8 of those, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. So, let's get started. Ag. I'll do most of this off-screen. Okay, there we go. If you didn't see it there briefly, I do now have 8 dispels mixed. Barely made it with that one that I messed up on. Be pretty careful when you're mixing your reagents, because otherwise you'll just lose them if you get the mixture wrong. So, let's start dispelling. Let's see, I currently have 82 MP as a mage at level 5, which should be plenty. Make sure you don't miss, make sure you don't have insufficient MP, by the way, otherwise you'll just lose the spell and waste your reagents. So it costs 20 MP, maybe 25 for Dispel. Make sure you have enough. Let's talk to this person and rest. Here's a beautiful mage who is stuck in this tower. Girl in the tower, I'm reaching out, please. No one's going to recognize that reference, never mind. This is Senora. Senora? I don't know. We can't put tildes or squiggles above N's in this font, so it could easily be Senora. And her job is to be locked up in this tower. Alright. Why are you locked up in a tower? Because you're being punished for crimes. Lovely. And we just let you out. Good day as an avatar. But we're not going to get any more information about that. We do not have a ship yet, which is starting to become a problem. I'm going to need one pretty soon. We'll keep an eye out. She says nothing interesting if you don't have a ship. If you tell her yes, because I do have a ship with my name on it out there somewhere, I just need to find it. She tells us again that we can ask the barkeep about a sextant. That's kind of redundant because we already would have heard about that in Intrinsic, but it's a little bit helpful, I suppose. Anyway, let's keep dispelling. We're up to 68 MP, we have plenty. And yes, we do have to walk all the way around here. The only other option would be to kill the guards outside the passages, and that would absolutely be a bad thing to do. Trespassing? Avatars can get away with that. But I did quite a bit of testing on this phase of the game. Because the amount of spellcasting you have to do to get through here is pretty intensive. Your MP does restore when you're walking down these passages, by the way, so you're unlikely to run out as long as you keep an eye on it and have a reasonably leveled mage. But only a mage really gets the MP necessary to cast Dispel even once, let alone 8 times in succession. I have plenty at this point, right? Yeah. Okay, that was actually all I needed. And this person jumps out at me. This withering soul named Nostro, who we were told to look for. Who is very near death. And he got walled into these passages when he built them. I'm not sure how that works, but okay. Yes, I noticed. No, I won't lead you out. Too much work. Alright, fair enough. Yes, he is going to follow you for the rest of your time in the city, no matter what you do. Which is a bit inconvenient in these narrow passages, but whatever. Oh yeah, we're supposed to ask him about the rune. And it's buried in a tower. Thanks. Will he tell us which tower? Nope. So, as noted, he is going to follow us wherever we go. But the tower he is talking about is this one, I believe, in the southeast. In this corner. There it is. And that brings us up to 1,000 XP. And Nostro isn't going to do anything special once you lead him out of that place. Senora, however, is just going to stand in that passageway forever. But all that happens is you walk out of town, he follows you, and then disappears. Assuming he doesn't trap you in on the way out. And that is, happily enough, all we need to do in Jhelom, so let's leave and despawn Nostro and be done with that town. And he disappears. Where he went, there is no telling. In any case, that is all we're going to do for this recording. I believe that is 7 of the 8 towns. Where is the last one, the ruins of Proud Magencia? We will have to find out next time. Thank you for watching, and good night.